following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah, go Cowboys! This is Mick Shots.
Streaming live on DallasCowboys.com and the official Dallas Cowboys app.
Now, here are Bill Jones, Heckma Harrison, Everson Walls, and Mickey Spagnola.
Let's go to work.
It's a Victory Monday.
Yeah,
Time to get in victory formation. You like it?
I like that, Bill.
Why didn't you tell us? We would have.
Yeah, we all
Okay, I'll synchronize here. All right, time to get in victory formation.
Yeah, baby. That's it, baby.
There you go.
We don't ever do that.
Let's go.
Everson, were you jealous of the offensive lineman?
Come on, what did I tell you?
Of course, it wasn't victory formation. It was every formation then.
Hey, what did I pick? Pick to click. Offensive line.
We have to start there.
Well, you brought up offensive line. That's my pick.
Oh, that was your pick.
That's my
right.
pick.
That's right. You cheated.
You took the whole offensive line.
And what did they do?
They win ball.
Offensive line.
They win in ball. They went and played their behind.
That's what I'm talking about.
Amazing.
Boy. I told you.
Unbelievable.
I told you what we had to do.
Look, man, and let me just.
What? Tell me again.
That was incredible because, hey, they needed to play like that, to pull off a victory like that. And I don't care who you are. You just got to be honest with yourself. You came into Sunday right around 11:41. You were like, oh, my God, we're playing with 11:41, the bubbles in your stomach started oh, my God, we have 4.
80% of the starting offensive line.
It was 100-to-1 shot you took.
That's right, baby.
None of it made sense.
Come on, man. This team.
You have our picks to click.
I have your picks to click.
Okay, I can tell you right now. Let me just say right off the bat
that I won.
I got distracted by Mickey when he said something about the tight ends, and I went with
you went with Ford.
Brevin Span Ford.
You picked the wrong one.
To win it.
You picked the wrong tight end.
Why would he pick that one of all people?
I don't know.
We got tight end lead the league in all tight ends.
But
what?
You know who I was going to pick? And I texted Mickey later. The next day when Jalen Brooks and Jalen Cropper were both elevated from the practice squad. I said, Ryan Flournoy.
It don't count if you text him. It don't count. It don't count.
No. It's on here.
First of all, he didn't have an iPhone.
We didn't switch. I still get a text.
That's a good one. Let's just start right there.
You should have sent it to the group text. We would have considered it.
You act like I'm in a third world.
You are in a third world. That's exactly what that is, a third world phone.
No, I couldn't wait for this. First of all, I counted you out right away. You talking about freaking Spanford. then this guy talking about Aubrey. He missed his first extra point. Right?
You had Aubrey?
He did.
I did.
Yeah, he had Aubrey.
Yeah, you know what?
He had Brandon Aubrey.
And when I watched him warm up, I'm going, boy, I got it.
Right.
He did not miss a kick off the little ball holder. He did not miss a kick when they were practicing with a holder and a snapper and the whole thing. And I'm going, he's going to hit one from 60. There was no wind. It was still. It was
beautiful
perfect
day.
conditions.
Beautiful day.
You don't get it.
Yeah.
Right? And then he missed the extra.
Extra point.
But it was a 48-yard extra point.
Guys.
But still, that's the field goal for him.
Let's just can we make this a rule on the show? We cannot say anything bad about Brandon Aubrey. Can we really say anything?
Yeah.
Can we really?
We're lucky he's on the table. We are lucky he's on the table because he shouldn't be on the table.
Who did Heckma have?
Oh, Heckman.
Come on now. Knocked it out the park. You don't even see the ball. No
That's right.
Williams.
Come on.
With the running back.
He had it.
That's all you.
He had it.
Look, man, we talked about Blue and the change up, and I said on Friday, I'm like, forget all that.
But
You got a running back that can get it done.
Can you teach him to switch balls to the other hand?
Right now,
come on, man.
That's just.
Did you see him? He was trying to stiff arm with this hand. How do you? He's running with the ball here. The defenders here looked like he was trying to stiff arm with the wrong hand.
Ever since
Which arm did he hit when he got the ball knocked out in Chicago?
It was here.
It was in the left.
Yeah. So that's why he's keeping in the right now.
Well, nobody's coming up behind him now. I mean, come on.
He's got his strong.
All he had to do was switch it over, and he could have powered his way through
He's keeping that
for a
ball
touchdown.
in his,
But if he hadn't, the half would have been over.
Nah.
They were out of timeouts.
I think he would have
And,
scored.
well, if he didn't, though, if he didn't get out of bounds, you think them 5 offensive linemen were going to run 66 yards in like 10 seconds?
He didn't either.
The half would have run out. Anyway,
well, the play started at what?
19. No, it ended at 19 seconds.
Oh, they had plenty of time to get down there to spike it.
Let's just
In
even
19
go.
seconds, 66 yards, because they were all at the line of scrimmage.
What was his final score?
37-22.
37-22.
And I had 30-20.
That's right.
Come on, man. I blew
Toot
it
your
out
own
the
horn.
park.
We had the 20s.
Y'all had the 20s covered.
I had 24-20.
Y'all had no confidence. I told you we got to keep scoring. You said that.
Yeah.
You got to keep scoring. You think 20 is going to help us
Well, I
win?
didn't know they would do it with 4 backups on the
There
offensive
you go,
line.
man. Only me.
And really,
that's why I picked the entire O-line.
When you think of the 37 points, it wasn't like they got a lot of teams. You get 37 points, you're going to have a blocked field goal for a touchdown. You're going to have a fumble return, scoop and score, a pick six or
We
something.
didn't even
This
have a
was
nice
all-
big return.
These were a couple of 90-yard touchdown
yards.
drives.
Yeah.
That's when that reminded me of old school Cowboys right there. Go into a hostile environment. Odds are against you really because they're like, oh, you can't go 0-5. They're not going to go 0-5. You got this hard-nosed coach over here. They're just losing just by a little bit every game. No, man, not this time.
You said hostile environment. Mickey was there. It was an
Not that
unseasonably hot day, 85 degrees. And so what were the stands like in the sun?
No wind. And
Because you look at college football games and like in Waco on Saturday, it looked like nobody's at the game. Well, everybody's under the cover, and because even when it's 80-something degrees, I mean we're used to 100 degrees
That's hot in the
here,
crowd.
Well,
but that is hot
in the crowd.
They announced 81,000. There were not 81,000.
Really?
And the
a lot of empty seats.
And the Cowboys fans bought up tickets. They were loud. It was amazing how many.
I tell you what helps the Cowboys, especially this year because it's been hot here the whole month of September, and I mean, out there practicing on this practice field out here helps them in a game like yesterday.
And we never. I don't think we've ever gotten beaten because of fatigue. It had nothing to do with it, just lack of assignments.
Well, they couldn't have done all that offensive stuff without those 4 backups playing the way they did. Absolutely incredible. And that was the first time those 5 guys had played in the game together. Nate Thomas makes his first NFL start, and he apologizes to Dak afterwards, said, I can do better.
Really?
Well, I'm watching, and he was doing pretty damn good.
Who was going up against your boy?
Quinn,
what's his name?
Quentin Williams.
Yeah, Quentin.
So it was T.J. Bass. It was T.J. Bass and Brock Hoffman had a lot of that, and also Terrence Steele. So he was switching between the A and the B gap a lot of times. They were running a bunch of stunts also when they did have some success applying any pressure.
Yeah.
But that Quentin Williams was a non-factor.
That's what I was.
3 tackles.
Hey, he was a non-factor. The linebackers, much of the defensive line for me, which I came into this game expecting for them to be a lot more stout based off of what I had been seeing, and it just seemed to me, and for Dak Prescott, him coming to the line of scrimmage, changing the plays, but also the way that this run game was just dicing them up. First down to me was so important in this game because you heard it was the announcer, the tight end for Olsen. He mentioned marrying the running game with the passing game, and a lot of people on Twitter have made a lot about that. I don't think they understand what that means. But on first down, if it looks like it's going to be a running play and most of the defense is sinking down, and then next thing you know, you're getting gashed and hit over the top. I saw a lot of that for guys like Your favorite tight end, Ferguson. I told you.
He did good.
Yeah, I told
did
you.
good.
But, hitting Ferg, but also Flournoy behind the safeties. But, man, that touchdown to Pickens, it just, to me, it just shows when everything is clicking, when that running game is running so smooth and those linebackers have to adjust to play action. Look at how easy it makes everything. And so that's when you don't know, even on first down, if they're going to run a pass, that just puts a defense in the blender. And you saw that on Sunday. If you can double down on that effort in every game that you're going to be in, and your running game is clicking like that, it's going to be hard to compete with the way that Dak Prescott and Brian Schottenheimer this offense, the way that they're calling it right now, because it's scary to think about the way that it's clicking right now.
Well, he had 4 seconds. I went back and looked at it to throw that football to Pickens. And he's in man coverage, right? He's against man coverage.
The top-paid cornerback in football.
And I don't know how well they showed it, but I described it as Sauce was playing grabby-atchy. He just kept grabbing and grabbing him and grabbing him, and he couldn't catch up.
Nope.
I love it when they don't call a penalty on those, because both of those guys are hand fighting down the field. Let them play.
But he fought it off.
And how about Pickens being able to make the play, make the catch?
Yes.
After fighting him off, he's pushing. He almost missed it, because he corralled it.
But none of all that stuff happens unless it's for that offensive line. They don't run for 180 yards. Dak doesn't throw for 4 touchdowns. They don't total 416 yards offense if those guys don't play the way they did. And you got to give credit to those offensive line coaches on this team.
Hey, we gave them love last week.
Right?
That's right.
There was a reason why Clayton Adams got named the offensive coordinator, because he's an offensive line coach. And they hired an offensive line coach with Connor Riley.
I'm sorry, but when we talked about it last week, that's why I believed in him.
Yeah.
Because T.J. Bass came in, did well right away.
He and Hoffman. So I don't think it's a stretch that these guys, especially as much as you've been talking about Nate, I don't think it was a stretch at all to pick those guys to play well.
Here's the other thing, and I agree with you on the offensive line coaches. I also want to get a shout out to Will McClay and the whole scouting staff on it. I track this stuff because I do the preseason games, and so I have to know who all these backup offensive linemen are on other teams. And most teams in the league, including the Cowboys in the past, you go to camp with 15 or 16 offensive linemen, and the bottom 10 guys on that roster are the ones that are playing in the games that I'm calling. And usually there are 5 or 6 of them that are college free agent types. Right. But what the Cowboys did this year, there was like one rookie, which is the 6th-round draft pick, plus Tyler Booker, the 1st-round draft pick. All the other guys, and this is very unusual for NFL teams, they were guys who were 2nd, 3rd-year guys in the league that they brought in. There was competition to try to establish depth on this offensive line. I mean, I've got a list of 20 guys here that they've had through here, whether it was at the start of training camp, off season, or whatever. And these are the guys that made the cut, basically. And these are guys, some of them like Hakeem Adeniji, they've started games before in the league. Remember, they brought Sadiq Charles in. They brought these guys in that have previous starting experience. So when you get in a pinch like this, they can step in and you don't lose a beat.
And Rob Jones too, but he ended
Rob Jones is another
IR.
one that they signed in free agency.
And don't discredit or forget what the tight ends did, because they played a lot of 2 tight ends.
Yes.
And those 3 guys were blocking, right, and did a really nice job. So Lunda Wells, Clayton, and even Ramon Chingyung. Those guys, they put intentionally. Schottenheimer made an intentional attempt to say, we're going to run the ball. And if I'm going to run the ball, I got to establish an offensive line. And he got coaches to be able to do that. I mean, you just don't get those young guys like that to go in and play the way they did. It should have been disaster.
You can see that the reward to the tight ends is that we are running the ball.
Right.
Because that allows them to leak out and get the catches that they're making. This is all a part of it. It's almost like a reward. We're going to block. We're going to make you block, Ferguson. We're going to make you block, span forward. But also, we're going to get you out there. You're going to get some touches. And so, to me, I think that's a nice little...
Can I'm sorry.
No,
didn't
good.
cut you off there. Can the apology to Jake Ferguson be as loud as the sarcasm as it was towards Jake Ferguson? I'm just asking. Because I've been on a few shows where I love Jake Ferguson. I call his nickname for me is Ferg Kittle Kelsey. I group him in with the best tight ends, I believe, in the league. And I think number 87 has shown flashes of that. No Cowboy fans have been waiting for it. And then, with the way that the national media and everybody kind of lumps the Cowboys into, don't care about what they do in the regular seasons, what they do in the playoffs. But when you find a tight end like this that is giving you that threat to your defense, and you have to account for him. He scored on a screen. Yeah. Number one. I mean, the kind of wheels that you have to score on the tight end screen, and the confidence that you have to have. It's not a lot of guys in the league that's running that.
I have to say, and I talked about this last week, I like him down the field. That's what I talked about. I want to get him down the field as opposed to these little dump-offs because he's not breaking tackles, which he still didn't break any tackles yesterday. But set him up with better plays such as the screen. So to me, that's a great alternative. You got him blocking. He had a catch yesterday for -2 yards. Yep. And so to me, that's not his fault. I want him to get the screens. I want him in the seams more often. And I saw that we missed him once.
He should have had the touchdown.
Come on, man.
Dak apologized.
He should apologize.
Overthrew him.
Oh, my goodness. What was he doing?
And it was a perfect call.
Perfect call. He was open. The safety was out of position. All he had to do was put it in there. So, yeah, I like him, and I do apologize as long as they're giving him ways to open it up as opposed to being that guy that we just dump off for 3 yards.
Yeah, if we could get a quarterback in here who can make some throws.
Yeah, Jesus. How could he miss a touchdown? You realize
you expect perfection. I mean, you see perfection. All of a sudden, he's like, what the hell just happened?
He raised his quarterback rating to 101.1.
Right.
He was pretty darn good.
Yeah, he was.
All right, and that was a pretty darn good first segment to the show. It's amazing how much better the shows are when the Cowboys play like they do it on Sunday.
How about that?
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right, let's see if we can do it again in the next segment here on Mick Shots in just a moment.
Hey, Cowboy fans. Keith Davis here, former Cowboys safety.
Keith Davis into the end zone.
You know what separates champions from the rest? Making the right move at the right moment. With blockchain.com, that's never been easier. The Cowboys became America's team by striking bold when it mattered most. Now it's your turn. Invest like your icons with blockchain.com. Visit blockchain.com/Cowboys today to get started and learn more. That's blockchain.com/Cowboys.
Look, school's starting and I'm just a kid. And let's be honest, I'm not going to shop for myself. But we can get up to 40% off back-to-school essentials on Uber Eats. Did I mention I need poster board for my science fair, lunch for my field trip, and unlined note cards for my history quiz tomorrow? Or were they lined? Anyway, Uber Eats has all the back-to-school stuff on there. So come on, let's order now on Uber Eats and get up to 40% off. We're cool, right? Cool.
Not literally everything. Promotion ends 9/16 and is subject to change or cancellation. Exclusions may apply. Check app for availability.
Miller Lite, the legendary light beer. The originator, the inventor. If this beer could talk, it'd tell stories about that one time, that night, that one guy, that one gal. Writing a story 50 years long and 50 million friends wide. Because legendary stories start with a light. Here's to 50 years of Miller Time. Celebrate responsibly. 2025 Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Hey, Cowboy fans, if you're thinking about attending a game this season, visit cowboystravel.com to book your travel package today. Stay at the team hotel, have dinner with a Cowboys legend, and experience the best sports venue in the world, AT&T Stadium. Also, tour the Star, get autographs from your favorite players, and talk X's and O's with me, Mickey Spagnola. The official travel partner of the Dallas Cowboys will take care of all your travel needs. Visit cowboystravel.com to book your package today.
Back to Mick Shots.
Match your favorite player with official on-field collections like Sideline, Crucial Catch, Salute to Service, and more. Visit a pro shop near you or log on to shop.dallascowboys.com. A Fanatics experience, and stay ready for game day.
Big win for the Cowboys, a much-needed win, and expected. They were expected to go in there and win. They took care of business, and it was a blowout win. That was what this team needed as much as anything.
You see on the rundown on Friday, it said "Win the Winnables." I just wanted to throw that in.
Who wrote that?
And win them where you can breathe easy.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what this team needed as much as anything. Win where you can breathe easy, and that's what they were able to do. And so this is a final score of 37-22, but it wasn't as close as 37.
And it was like Spags talked about. It was the way we did it. We did it with professionalism. We were consistent. We did what we were supposed to do. I didn't think we had a lot of penalties in the game, not against us. And especially
There's a lot of
there's some against us.
Yeah, there's a lot of penalties.
Didn't cause problems.
And that's even better.
Yeah.
That's even better. You didn't let those.
10.
The game wasn't close enough to where 10 penalties.
10.
10.
Game could have gotten pretty close there if not for one play.
Which one?
Maris Leah foul.
Yes, that was it.
They were driving.
Punching that ball out. In fact, Schottenheimer said after the game that he thinks he's the best in the league at doing that. He's very young in the league, but he's got 3 now and forced fumbles in his career.
You got to make plays on defense. You got to do things like
because they were getting run on.
Yes.
Cowboys defense was getting run on.
The same play.
Yep.
The same play. right in the B gap.
And he had
right
a steam going on.
Yes,
that run.
come on, man. What are we doing here?
But we talked about this defense, though, all of last week and just the adjustments that need to be made by Coach Eberflus. But one of the things that we kind of settled in on is that although we were tested first game against the Eagles, we kind of felt like this would be a test, in the running game. Last week was as well, but we corralled them at home. But look, Breece Hall is really good, and when you're in a situation where you have to pick your poison, we're not going to let Garrett Wilson victimize us. And so as we transition, obviously to defense, I think it was the pressure that was presented that made everything so much easier. That first drive, I don't know about y'all, but that first drive, when they were driving down the field, I'm saying to myself, you have got to be kidding me. Why does this continue to happen to us? Our defense is getting ran through like
and it was third down plays. Once again, it was
not get off the field, and then
worst third down defense in the league. And Garrett Wilson for 16 on 3rd and 5. Breece Hall for 22 on 3rd and 1. He converted again on 3rd and 1 after getting a penalty on 3rd and 5, and then Fields quarterback sneak.
And then you got to go to Solly, because Solomon Thomas on the goal line made a hell of a play.
Well, we'll credit the Jets' offensive line. I don't want to take anything away from Solly on that.
You got to give it to him.
He's
what
one
are
of
you
my
saying?
favorite players.
They missed him.
It was one of those. Remember the preseason when Mozzie made that tackle in the backfield and nobody blocked him?
Right.
Well,
So there's no
got
way
to take advantage of nobody blocking you. And Solomon
That's
did
not
that.
his fault.
But
that's not his fault.
But
Did you ever apologize
what
for
happened on the
interception?
next
no,
But one-
I don't care if it was tipped or what. That's my pick.
Then we found out that Dante Fowler was on the field.
That's right. And
First time.
we got one of the potential greatest plays in Cowboys history was stolen from us by the Skycam.
Oh, yeah. That's going to
On
be an
that
interception.
On that play.
Yes.
And how about Justin Fields throws the ball. It caroms off Dante Fowler's helmet.
He hits him in the head.
It goes so high in the air that it hits the Skycam. And if you go look at the All-22,
I got to take a look.
there's Kenny Clark. He he was right there, and he was tracking that ball. He was like Willie Mays going back on a ball in center field. He had a beat on that ball, and he was about to catch it. Now, he had Justin Fields there with him.
He'd have got to the 25.
It would have been a great battle to see if Justin Fields could bring down Kenny Clark in the open field.
Yeah.
And the damn Skycam got in the way.
Oh,
Knocked it straight down. Ball's bouncing in
I
the
did
air.
not see that.
Oh.
That's 2, right? 1 second left against the Packers, and the ball went straight down.
Oh, that would have been such a great play.
Yeah, no, but Fowler showed up, right? And then he has a great game. He took advantage of the rookie right tackle.
5 quarterback pressures.
Yeah.
Hurries.
And they ended up with 5 sacks in one game.
Yeah.
They had 5 sacks in 4 games.
Yep.
So the defense finally got some pressure. Now, I think the other thing that happened, and you guys tell me if you noticed it, but Trayvon Diggs seemed like he knew how to play football again. Deron Bland playing well on the other side, and they started playing more man coverage to start the game. And it was working, but they were also blitzing a little, so I don't know if that caused them to get gashed in the running game. But
no, their running game, they were just getting gashed.
They were getting gashed up front, right?
There was no blitzes.
But at least they didn't give up any big passes down the field like we've been used to seeing. So
Super Bowl 25, playing against a team that can do both things very well, Buffalo Bills.
Right.
Pick your poison. If you can't stop them both,
stop one.
Stop one.
Just don't get beat with big plays, right?
So usually that means we're going to cover the pass, and we don't want to give you the rush, but we're going to cover the pass. Okay, whatever comes up in the middle of that, that's fine. We got to pick our poison. I'd rather go with you gashing me for 20 than killing me over the top for 45 and 50.
You realize they played Wanye Thomas making the start? 100% of the snaps.
Yeah.
He played every play,
and it wasn't perfect.
No,
but he did a good job in coverage as well. But guys like James Houston, you bring up Fowler and Sam Williams, who I think people had been down on a little bit. Sam Williams also had a showing, but that's the difference that pressure can make for those guys in the secondary. And when you talk about that, listen, you have to take away something. We know this run defense hadn't been perfect. But at the same time, if you're going to give up something to a Breece Hall and limit them on the back end, you knew that you would get shots at Justin Fields. He holds on to the ball too long. They mentioned it in the broadcast. He is number one in the league at holding on to the ball. So
I don't know why he does that.
Because he doesn't know what he's seeing.
Processing.
He doesn't know what he's seeing.
One of the biggest things for a quarterback has been the ability to process.
And the thing is that they are working with him to release the ball quicker. It's not that he doesn't have the options; he just doesn't trust.
Did you see when he was able to release it quickly? Guy hanging off of him on the 2-point conversion.
Right.
Yeah.
And he just throws it out there on the dime while this guy's hanging off of him. So that's the potential of what he has when he gets rid of it quickly.
And I don't know if you guys thought this, the 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter, I thought the Cowboys were playing defense against the clock.
Yes, they were. No doubt.
Because they backed off. They were starting to play zone. It's like, okay, if you're going to score, you're going to have to go 80 yards.
We're not doing this Giants crap anymore.
Yeah.
That's not going to happen.
And
that's what they
same way the Lions played against the Bengals yesterday. It was a blowout game, and the Bengals scored 3 touchdown passes in the fourth quarter to make it 37-24.
It really wasn't that close. Yeah, it wasn't that close.
Yeah, so they were playing the clock. And you know, when you score at 37, you can do that.
And we don't have a defense yet.
Yeah.
That can take advantage of it the way they should. So we just kind of laid back. And to me, that's the smart way to go. And it's not like you're relenting at all. You just got to be smart.
And they played the young guys.
Can I ask you this? Shamar James.
Yes, I was just
okay. Shamar James, him filling in for Sanborn, the difference that made in the defense.
Well, they were playing. They moved Murray to the middle. And then Leofau and James were on the wings.
But James was getting in the game in the nickel or dime defense early in the game.
Right from the start.
Right.
He was on the nickel.
Yeah.
And he's so athletic. They use these young guys. Let them play. You know, Nate loves to hear this, right? Mm-hmm. Play those young guys, right? And I thought that made a difference. The speed they had at linebacker. Now, it didn't help with the run stopping, but I think they helped in pass coverage underneath and limited what they did underneath. So, yeah, if you look at that, you know, you got Reddy Stewart out there in the slot. You got your 2 young linebackers playing. They had a lot of young guys in there.
A guy that...
And it was Ezeroku.
Did you see the play he made?
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. He's got something. So, yeah, let those guys play.
By the way, on Shamar James, something we talked about last week, he's a young player. He just turned 21 this summer. Very young player.
And I think he was hurt last year at Florida, wasn't he?
But at Florida, remember we talked about, now I was talking about Jaden Blue, and it took time, and Jalen Tolbert. It took time for them in college to get on the field. Now with Blue, he had Bijan Robinson playing in front of him, and whoever Texas has a running back. But Shamar James, as a true freshman at Florida, he goes in there and he's a starter immediately, okay? And for 3 years he's done that. And so a guy, I think, and I've just noticed this as I study the draft prospects and so forth, typically a guy who can go from high school and immediately start in college, you can expect maybe that same transition when they come into the NFL, and I think you're seeing that with Shamar James. It's a makeup that guys have. It's a maturity level, a mental makeup where they can be trusted by coaches and stuff and be able to get on the field and play quicker that way.
And it's also the fact that you're a dog and you have the athleticism to get it done. And that's a very hard transition as you're stating for a guy to go from high school to go to college and play immediately. I just think that when we were watching a little bit of practice last week and we saw Murray at the middle linebacker, you saw him and Eberflus working on this field over here on being a spy, and he did a damn good job at that. I think only just a few runs did Justin Fields have where he was able to, walk off with his legs and pick up first downs, but those were few and far in between in a game that you felt like competitive-wise, he would show you a little bit more with his legs, but he had so many other things to worry about on yesterday that he didn't even get a chance to take advantage of his legs and being able to run.
A fresh face yesterday, Flournoy. Watching this guy, man, I mean, he's ready for some yak.
Yes.
He's ready for some yak. Man, he was thirsty yesterday.
I was thinking last week, he made, there was a catch last week.
2 catches last week.
Yeah, but it was just the body language and
the bounce.
Explosion.
Yeah.
Explosion that he's got that I was like, oh, this guy's got something.
And he showed that yesterday as well. I mean, it was a couple.
And you
man, I thought he was gone. I thought he was gone. I thought he was gone.
On the side.
Yes, I thought
and that's
he was
why.
gone.
That's why. And Schottenheimer's talked about how good he is as a gunner on special teams. And so obviously when Turpin was down as well as Lamb, he was going to get his opportunities. But what really told you is when they elevated Cropper and Brooks, and by the way, Brooks played well on special teams as a gunner himself.
What's Brooks' number?
83.
Yes.
Yeah.
He was balling.
So Cropper was
too.
called up to replace Turpin returning punts.
And fair catch and
punts.
Yeah.
And he
I
was
heard
last week too.
When I asked, I said, who's returning punts? And whoever told me the answer said Cropper's going to fair catch him.
Yeah, there you go. And then Brooks was replacing Flournoy on special teams as a gunner.
They had to pay attention to Brooks.
As soon as that happened,
they kind of hurt him a little bit.
Flournoy's having a big day.
And that's what you get for when guys
targets
come from the south suburbs of Chicago. Okay?
Oh, come on.
Just want to throw that out there.
You did.
Who are you talking about?
Flournoy.
Oh, okay. No.
I like him.
Yeah.
I like him.
He grew up one suburb over from where
he seemed to be our Turpin number 2. He seems to be that guy.
He seemed to be a little something different.
Well, here's the deal.
Talk to him.
I'm just saying, as far as the bounce that you're talking about, how sure he is with his hands, and you love to see guys take advantage of their opportunities. And Dak yesterday in the post-game interview, he basically said, they were talking about the offensive line, and he says that, I went to these guys and told them I got my opportunity like this. Now it's time for you to get, and that's just leadership. That's just leadership. That's a guy that's proven and tested, who've come through the ranks and had to step up because of an injury. And Flournoy, to me, I think, when he was drafted, he kind of sat in the shadows for a while. We really didn't even know what we had in him. And then finally, when you see him start to emerge, it was the last game, and I think your eyebrow went up like, wait a minute, man, this guy got a little something. And then this game, where all we were talking about was Tolbert and the opportunity that he was going to get, Flournoy just stole that spotlight.
He did.
And, man, you recognize that you have something, young guy.
When I keep talking about what I want from Tolbert,
you got from Flournoy.
That's what I saw.
Well, you know what? And the other thing is Dak had the confidence to go to him. So he had, because I'm sure
Dak would throw the ball to anybody, bro.
Right? If they're open,
hey, you better catch this damn ball because I'm going to put it in there, buddy.
As long as he can trust that they're going to be
but
where
he's
they're supposed to be.
trusted.
That's it. Right? Where they need to be, yeah.
Because that deep ball, he wasn't totally open, right? But he came back, beat the guy.
But that's by design because even Pickens wasn't totally open.
Right.
You kind of throw it open to where He likes the receiver to cut off the DB. I don't think he necessarily likes seeing it over the outside shoulder. Dak likes to throw it to where the receiver, once he's got his shoulder in front of him and he has his leverage on him, he likes to see him come inside.
Don't give the secrets away. They listen.
Yeah, well, they trust me. They see it.
And here's the other thing on Flournoy. He's an example of they come from all places. And in contrast to what we talked about with Shamar James being so young, having just turned 21, Flournoy is nearly 5 years older than Shamar James. He turns 26 later this month. But here's a guy lightly recruited out of Mickey's neighborhood in Chicago.
Homewood Flossmoor High School.
Almost as lightly recruited as Mickey was. But he goes to Central Missouri for 3 years, has to deal with COVID during that, okay, and transfers to a junior college,
Central
Iowa
Missouri.
Western
Come on,
Community
man.
College,
Central
and then
Missouri.
winds up at Southeast Missouri State. But you talk about his explosion. Okay, this is where he got on NFL Scouts' radars. It's the 4.4 speed.
Okay.
It's the 40 vertical. It's the 11-foot broad jump and 19 bench reps.
He's an athlete.
And he was a track guy.
Yeah, you can tell. Yeah.
Oh, and he's showing that on the field now.
Yeah.
All right, much
There
more to
you
get
go.
to.
South side
in
of
our
Chicago,
final
baby.
Okay, we
segment
got it.
of Mixed Shots.
We got
Look, school is starting and I'm just a kid. And let's be honest, I'm not going to shop for myself. But we can get up to 40% off back-to-school essentials on Uber Eats. Did I mention I need poster board for my science fair, lunch for my field trip, and unlined note cards for my history quiz tomorrow? Or were they lined? Anyway, Uber Eats has like all the back-to-school stuff on there. So come on, let's order now on Uber Eats and get up to 40% off. We're cool, right? Cool.
Not literally everything. Promotion ends 9/16 and is subject to change or cancellation. Exclusions may apply. Check app for availability.
Hey, Cowboy fans. Keith Davis here, former Cowboys safety.
Keith Davis into the end zone.
You know what separates champions from the rest? Making the right move at the right moment. With blockchain.com, that's never been easier. The Cowboys became America's team by striking bold when it mattered most. Now it's your turn. Invest like your icons with blockchain.com. Visit blockchain.com/Cowboys today to get started and learn more. That's blockchain.com/Cowboys.
Miller Lite, the legendary light beer. The originator, the inventor. If this beer could talk, it'd tell stories about that one time, that night, that one guy, that one gal. Writing a story 50 years long and 50 million friends wide. Because legendary stories start with a light. Here's to 50 years of Miller Time. Celebrate responsibly. 2025 Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
The National Medal of Honor Museum is now open in Arlington, Texas, just a few blocks from AT&T Stadium. Immersive exhibits and exciting technology allow you to fly a rescue helicopter mission in Vietnam and have conversations with virtual Medal of Honor recipients. Come be inspired by these incredible stories of ordinary Americans who did the extraordinary. Get your tickets at mohmuseum.org.
Back to Mixed Shots.
The countdown to game day starts with Rally Days presented by SeatGeek. Get a behind-the-scenes look at AT&T Stadium, meet the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders and alumni, play games, win prizes, and more. Get your tickets for the next Rally Day on October 18th at attntstadium.com/rallydays.
Ooh, what a big weekend that's going to be. Guess who's coming in that weekend? The Washington Commanders.
There you go, baby.
Looking good, too.
Eagles lose yesterday.
How about that?
Yep.
How about that? Good old Eagles.
We can
How
see
about
it coming.
Sean Payton? Goes for 2.
Went for 2. I was not ready for that.
17, and it wasn't at the end of the game. It was fourth quarter.
Yeah.
And then, they were down 17-3 going into the fourth.
Yeah.
And I like the fact that he did it in that case because he wasn't putting the game on that. But he knew there were going to be other possessions. But he kind of put the confidence in his own team, and he put the Eagles on notice that, hey, we're going to beat you.
They were undefeated coming into that game, and they are the most they were the most dysfunctional unbeaten team of all the teams in the NFL. The locker room infighting.
You can see it coming.
At some point, it's just like, and they're being critiqued. And I'm saying to myself, these are the world champions.
Yeah.
These are the guys that you would think. I mean, obviously, the narrative throughout the season is going to change, right? But man, the dysfunction I think is really wild.
They're missing Kellen Moore.
No, you're right.
You think so?
Without a doubt.
Barkley got 6 carries yesterday.
Kellen Moore did not come into. He doesn't ever come into any locker room saying, "Let's run the ball." That is not.
No, but they started doing
here's
it.
What's
guys.
Here's where I say that they've got a new offensive coordinator who's trying to win the respect of his talent on his team. And you've seen where A.J. Brown's not getting any balls whatsoever. And I didn't watch the game. I was watching the Cowboy game. But, they're sitting there going.
He was getting covered. He was getting covered yesterday.
And
everywhere
he's got to figure out a
went.
way to satisfy all. And Javonte Smith had more numbers yesterday.
Yeah, he had 100 yards last night, I think.
Yeah. And so, but anyway, and you get up 17-3, you should be feeding Barkley left and right, and he got 6 carries.
Bill, no one has ever put Kellen Moore and running game in the same sentence ever.
What did happen last year?
Until last year.
Last year,
Guy ran for 2,000 yards.
Sirianni told him,
well,
if
why
you
didn't
want
he
your
tell
ear,
this guy?
you better keep.
Why didn't he tell
He's
this
telling him.
If you want to keep your ear.
If you want to keep your ear, you better run this damn ball. You got Saquon Barkley. I mean, you talk about embarrassing.
So why didn't it happen this year?
They were 4-0. They just lost one game.
They only have one less loss than the Cowboys.
That's right, baby.
Okay, Spag.
Think about it.
I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I'm
one less loss.
Everything just looks a whole lot better now.
And Washington only has a half a win more, right?
It's not so much Kellen Moore. It's the new offensive coordinator that's trying to, figure out this thing.
Well, didn't they have changes on the offensive line, too?
They've got their offensive line is not playing as well as what it was. They've had some injury issues.
Oh, we don't do any complaining about offensive lines ever.
The defense is clearly what carries Philadelphia. They've been carrying them all season long. That's just facts. I wouldn't worry about necessarily the defense coming unhooked or unhinged, but offensively, I could see this coming. You knew it was going to happen.
They were having issues last year. I mean, even with Kellen Moore gone. I mean, until they got on a roll late in the season, and they have a system on how to win games if they can establish the run with Barkley, and get into third.
I think that's what kind of smoothed them out last year. Was they stuck with it and they got better at it,
especially in the playoffs.
Here's the other thing with Barkley. He has a lot of negative runs. Okay, Adrian Peterson was like this too, where I know it going back to when he was at Oklahoma.
Yeah, Barry Sanders.
There were a ton of no yards on that carry, 1 yard on that carry, and then he'll break one, and so you have to keep pressing it with him. And Barkley's got a lot of 0-yard carries, a lot of 1-yard carries, and then he'll go 60.
That's what Tom Landry always said about Tony Dorsett, too.
Can I ask you, I mean, this is totally off the subject. And being around you guys too long. But watching Penn State, and I'm used to seeing Penn State running backs be great, even in the National Football League. But watching, I don't know if you saw the Penn State-UCLA game.
I saw about it. I didn't see it.
Okay. It's just, to me, when you see a team that you're used to seeing a certain pedigree coming from them, and I think that's what we're talking about Philadelphia, just the running game being non-existent. I'm just not used to seeing certain teams, namely Penn State, Franco Harris, and all the great running backs that come through Happy Valley, for them not to have one. And, man, I just think it really is impactful on every level when you don't have a running game.
And
Penn State? I thought that's what they had coming back. I thought they had 2 running backs coming back.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's just one of those things. And like for me, Philly, what you're talking about, I think the longest run for Saquon hadn't even broken a 20-yarder or so this season, which at this point, last year, I think he'd had like 5 or 6, up until this point.
All right. I just said in the break before this, we're not going to talk about the rest of the league. In the segment, we'll save it for tomorrow, but we might as well, now that we've started down this road. How about Derrick Henry?
That's what I was going to bring up.
Okay. And Cooper Rush starts yesterday for Baltimore. And it shows what a difference it makes when you don't have the threat, whether the run threat or the vertical passing threat with your quarterback. And they can. And
Last game, he had 4 touchdowns.
And Derrick Henry had 30 yards on 15 carries or something like that yesterday. I mean, at one point, he was 11 carries for 13 yards or something. And Cooper Rush threw 3 picks in the second half of that. They get blown out by the Texans. And
in Baltimore, right?
Right, in Baltimore.
Ooh, wait.
Yeah. And by the way, Jaden Daniels returns, and what's his name? Bruce, the running back.
Bill. It's the first running back named Bill in the National Football League since Bill Jones played for the Chiefs 30 years ago.
And Bill broke out with a big
Is
game.
that facts? Or you just
yes, it's facts. No one's proven it wrong. I asked AI who was the last running back named Bill.
That's
Chat. What is it? Chat
GPT says the last one was Bill Jones out of Corsicana High School in SMU.
And of course,
Kansas
it had
City
to be
in
from Texas.
1991.
This is the guy you don't play gestures with. His mind is full of useless information.
Right.
To go at all times.
Information.
Useless.
Might there have been a
all the Bills
William at running back?
For you.
Gosh.
Well, yeah, William Andrews. Come on, man. That's Bill William Andrews.
He didn't go by Bill.
His name.
He didn't go by Bill.
His mom may have called him Bill. He may have had the auntie called him
Now
Bill.
I got to ask William Andrews. When did he play?
In the 80s?
I got a photographer named William Andrews here. All right, go ahead. What were you saying about Bill Krosky-Merritt?
No, he
scored 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, and Jaden Daniels was playing again. So when you have a quarterback that's a threat, it certainly helps your running back, right? And that's what's happening in Baltimore right now.
Well, I mean, that's what's happening here with the Cowboys right now. We have, at this point, an extremely well-balanced offense, period. We have a quarterback who's just seems to be in a comfort zone that he hadn't seen. I hadn't seen him in quite some time. Even his MVP year, almost MVP year, was that 3 years ago? When he was doing well.
William Andrews, by the way, played from 1979 to 1986.
Okay.
Try again.
That's what I said, 80s. I said the 80s.
That was prior.
I said the 80s.
So I'm still looking for another Bill who played running back.
It's William, man. It's William.
Or William. Go.
William.
I'll even open it up to William.
That's the 80s. He's in 86.
No, but Bill Jones was 1991 or 92. That's the last one I have a record of. A Bill that played running back in the NFL.
We got to check that, man. He said that way too fast.
I want to find one.
Way too fast. But
I call you William, so your name is William.
So I'm with you on that, man. But seeing Dak in this game also, 7 carries for 28 yards, his willingness to run, that's something that I thought, I'm telling you, coming into this season, I would not have bet that he would be using his legs. After a hamstring injury, that'd be the last thing that I would be expecting from him. And he is coming in and really in those situations where it's third and short, third and long.
He's rolling out.
Proving to be effective.
Rolling out, tight ends covered.
Yep.
And he just tucks it and runs.
That's it.
I love it. I absolutely love where this offense is right now. Defensively, that was the hope that you were talking about last week. And we were using terms like put it all together. Yeah. And finally, you see a game where it wasn't perfect, and no one's going to claim
For a minute, we only gave up 3 points. For a long time.
I'm just saying.
We only gave up 3 points.
But I think you can call this putting it all together and beating the team you're supposed to beat. So
and see, that's the thing. We understand, okay, the Jets, they are the Jets.
Yes.
But you're supposed to win in that fashion. Where we made our stride, to me, was, except for the first drive, we showed what a good team looks like when it goes to a hostile environment to beat a team that's inferior to them. We did everything that we were supposed to do in the fashion that we were supposed to do it. Once again, except for that the first drive, everything about that game, we looked like a solid team offensively and defensively.
And they were only 1.5 point favorites.
And that's something.
1.5.
Well, you know why? Because when we go into a hostile environment, we choke.
Well, that's the first time they won on the road since at some point in the end of last year. I think they had lost 4 straight on the road and only gave up technically 1 sack because Dak was running, right? I don't think you give him a sack on that when it's obvious when he rolled out. He just kept running.
Did they give it to him?
Yeah, they did.
They did?
For 1 yard loss.
Just the Micah sack. Got to bring up his name once.
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is.
All right, and to wrap things up, Sanborn with a concussion left the game. Anything else injury-wise? That
Brooks came back. He limped off, and then he came back.
Yeah, he's a little dizzy. They were coming out. He made them come after him.
Right.
Because he was raising hell over there. They're like, look, we got to take care of this little guy.
I think everybody else, and they were doing their workout this morning, and I saw guys that had been in boots, not in boots.
Who's coming back, Mickey? Who do we get back?
Well, if you think about it, Tyler Smith was dressed, and he was in an emergency role, and only because they needed to have 8.
Explain why.
They needed to have 8 offensive linemen up so they can elevate 2 guys off the practice.
You can only if you only have 7 offensive linemen active, you can only elevate 1 guy from the practice squad. They needed to elevate 2, both Jalen's.
Right.
So that's why Tyler Smith was dressed out for the game with no intention.
But I think he was getting closer.
I saw him in pregame warm-ups, and he looked to be moving.
And BB
around.
was out of his boot, so maybe you're getting. It's always hard.
Jones on the radio this morning was asked about injuries, and the only thing that I saw on Twitter was BB. It'll be after Week 10 on Overshown, which we already knew.
Yeah.
Week 10's the bye week in November. It'll be, and BB will be after Week 10 also, is what he said.
But and he's on IR, so he had to miss 4. But at least it looks like making some progress.
So, and CD.
Saw him rehabbing on the resistance cords last week. So that means he's at least moving. And he, maybe another week, he looked like he was close. So that's encouraging.
Flournoy, baby. Flournoy.
That's right. Yep. Yeah. All right, next man up. And
men.
That's right.
It's plural.
That does it for a victory Monday edition of Mix Shots.
Go Cowboys.
We got all kind of moves here.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!